Hello students. So here's our solution from the previous example that I told you to work out on your own, and hopefully you got the same thing as me, fully simplified. You might want to go through and read through. You might have gotten to here, which is just finishing the quadratic formula, but then make sure you go through and simplify so that you get the same answer here. And I've put in some notes in green for you to read. And that, of course, you can find in the solutions document, which is going to have this same name, except that it's going to have a .c at the end for completed notes. So now we're going to look at this video of where does the quadratic formula come from? Well, if we start with the original quadratic equation in standard form, which is, I'm going to actually switch back to blue. It's a bit nicer of a color to read. So if we've got ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So quadratic formula comes from using method 3, solving by completing the square. So let's start moving our c to the other side. Ax squared plus bx equals negative c, leaving, of course, a space here to fill in. I'm going to take out the a. So this time when I factor it out, I've got b divided by a here, still leaving my space, equals negative c. I'm going to divide my a to the other side. X squared plus b over a x, leave my space, equals negative c over a. So now to create this term, I take this one, divide it by 2, and square it. So b over a, but if I divide by 2, that's actually over 2a squared. I'm going to add that to the other side. If I square this, I get b squared over 4a. And this should start to look familiar already. All right, this makes my perfect square trinomial. To rewrite it, I know it's going to be this part in parentheses with my x. So x plus b over 2a, quantity squared, equals, on this side, let's go ahead and make a common denominator so I can add those. So my common denominator is going to be 4. Ooh, I didn't square this properly. 2 squared was 4. A squared is a squared. All right, so my common denominator is 4a squared. So I need to multiply top and bottom here by 4a. So negative 4ac over 4a squared. Now it's looking really similar. If I have my common denominator, and I'm going to put my positive term first, b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So now solve this. I'm going to take the square root of both sides, remembering, of course, that I can have two answers, positive or negative. So x plus b over 2a equals the plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over, I'm square rooting this also, but when I square root this, I am back to my 2a. And now I want to get x by itself, so I'm subtracting b to the b over 2a to the other side. Negative b over 2a plus minus square root b squared over 4ac over 2a. And of course, this is the version that I really like. We're going to talk a little bit later in the next few videos with the graphing about why I like it in this form. But of course, this is a common denominator, so we could put it all together the way that formula booklets do, negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac whole thing over 2a. And that's the derivation of the quadratic formula.